probably no more terrifying sound for a business owner, whether you have a home-based business or a regular commercial operation. There's no more terrifying sound than the sound of fire. Fire can ravage your business. It can completely destroy what you've worked all your life to build. A fire can have a devastating impact on a small business, and a home business. A fire can race through a structure or business in a matter of minutes, giving the employer and the employees very little time to escape. A fire can destroy your business, as one startling statistic makes clear. More than 75% of businesses that suffer a serious fire go out of business within 3 years of reopening. Businesses that prepare contingency plans, train their employees for emergency situations, and call for immediate professional help with the cleanup stand a much better chance of a solid recovery. Preparing a fire prevention plan as part of a contingency plan, practicing your plan, and updating it regularly can help companies and their employees keep alert for situations that might spark a fire. The scale of the basic fire prevention plan will reflect the size of the business, with larger companies developing more comprehensive plans. Even a home-based business should just look around at the environment. Are there weeds and trash in your backyard? In your storage area, next to your parking lot? Would it be easy for a spark from a fire that started somewhere else, or even a lightning strike, to ignite the area around your business and set your business on fire as well? Those are the questions that you need to look at. A survey of your physical plant and a survey of your neighborhood will give you some idea of what could happen in the event of a lightning strike or a fire starting somewhere else that starts to spread and to grow. The number one priority in any fire prevention plan is for everyone to evacuate safely and to call the fire department. Employees can be appointed to use a fire extinguisher. If so, they must become familiar with its operation before the fire breaks out. They should only operate the fire extinguisher if they have an unobstructed escape route and are comfortable handling the situation. They should begin discharging the extinguisher 6 to 8 feet away from the fire and move closer as the fire diminishes. To prevent a possible fire, small businesses should avoid storing or stockpiling flammable materials, such as packaging materials or waste where they could be accessed by the public, including areas immediately outside the business premises. Make sure all machinery is serviced as recommended by the manufacturer and is kept clean. And if possible, switch your machinery off when the business is unattended, and secure all your doors, your windows, or other access points when your business is unattended to make sure that you have adequate lighting to deter trespassers. Small businesses, whether they're home-based or commercially based, should also take the same precautions that you take in your own home to protect yourself and your family. Are gasoline and other flammable fluids properly stored, not in glass, but in dedicated and marked plastic containers? What about old paint, solvents, and other materials that may have been used for decorating or in creation of your product? Are they stored safely? Are they carefully sealed? Or are they needed at all, or could you possibly discard them? Other possible risks that pose themselves to a small business or to a family would be storage. Do you have old boxes? Do you have things in the back of your area that would spark easily, that could ignite even spontaneously in one of Sierra County's hot summers? Is there paper goods, cardboard, plastic, other things that burn readily? If so, take a few moments and get rid of them. Outdoors, do you have situations where there could be a grill, there could be weeds, there could be something else growing up that would burn very easily? Another thing that every small business needs, whether it's home-based or commercial, is a working smoke alarm system. Smoke alarms should be installed at every level of your building, including the basement, on ceilings or high on the walls. They should be tested once a month according to the manufacturer's instructions. Batteries should be replaced once a year or as soon as the smoke alarm chirps. The other thing to be aware of: matches, lighters, ashtrays, all those normal parts of life. Are those for your customers and yourself? Are these carefully taken care of? Are smoking materials doused before they're put away? And finally, recreational fire hazards such as fireworks, also, unless you sell them, really don't have any place in your commercial operation and perhaps should be disposed of. So what do you do if you find that innocent plume of smoke someone's spotted has become a disaster for your business? The first decision that needs to be made is, can you rebuild? Can you afford it? Will insurance cover it? Remember, as we said earlier, 75% of businesses that recover and rebuild after a fire will fail within 3 years because of the capital requirements and other changes that must happen. So you have to decide whether you want to recover all at once or in stages, and then to see, do we need to replace everything, or can you in fact save some things? Now, many things that are fabric, like clothing and carpets, things of that nature, can be restored if they're cleaned with a sufficiently effective cleaner. A solution of trisodium phosphate, which is a caustic chemical marketed under the name TSP, household cleaner or chlorine bleach, and water will clean clothing, walls, ceilings, and carpets. But you have to test to make sure that you're not going to destroy it, test a corner of the material before you actually try to clean it. Cooking utensils can be cleaned and then polished with a copper or brass polish or a fine powdered cleaner. Electrical appliances can be restored, but two things happen in the event of a fire. Number one is that you have the fire itself, and number two, as the fire is extinguished, it creates steam, and steam can take the lubricant out of many moving parts. So what you'll need to do is have all those sorts of machines checked out by qualified service people before you try to use them. Food can be salvaged from a fire if it's canned or in jars or bottles. Fresh food, of course, has to be discarded. Cans and jars can be cleaned, and they have to be marked because you're probably going to lose the labels in the fire. Rugs and carpets should be allowed to dry thoroughly, and then you can clean them by sweeping or vacuuming, and then shampooing them. When the surface seems dry, though, moisture can still be in the base of the carpet, and that can cause rot. So be very careful with cleaning them. Make sure they're dry, and this may be a case where you need to call upon the services of a cleaning professional. Locks and hinges should be taken apart and wiped with oil. If you can't remove the locks, then squirt machine oil through a bolt hole or keyhole. Work the knob to distribute the oil. Hinges should be thoroughly cleaned and oiled. Leather and books should be dried and then cleaned. Books, particularly if you want to restore them, they should be freeze-dried in a vacuum freezer, which, if it isn't available, put them in a regular freezer until a vacuum freezer is available, which will remove the water from the books. Walls, floor, and furniture can be cleaned. Soot and smoke can be removed with the trisodium phosphate cleaner and water solution. Wear rubber gloves if you're going to use this solution yourself. Do not repaint your walls and your ceilings until everything is completely dry. Wallpaper can also be repaired using a commercial paste to repaste a loose edge or section. Wood furniture can also be restored, but you don't dry it in the sun. The wood will warp and twist. So you clean off the mud and the dirt, remove the drawers, scrub the wood furniture or fixtures with a stiff brush, and then use a cleaning solution. Now, wet wood can decay and mold, so dry it thoroughly. Open the doors and windows for good ventilation. Even turn on your furnace or air conditioner to dry the air inside your business. Now, if money was caught in the fire and was burned, handle the burned money as little as possible. Attempt to encase each bill or portion of a bill in plastic. If money is only half burned or less, you can take the remainder to the Federal Reserve Bank. You can also mail burned or torn money to the Department of the Treasury, and mutilated or melted coins can be taken to the regional bank.